In this video, we're going to take a look at creating forms. Let's create a form in our example solution. To create a new form, navigate to the Forms node, right-click, and choose Create New Form. Start by giving the form a name. We're going to call this form Customers. Next, we're going to choose the data source. Savoy forms can be bound to a single database table or to no table at all. But in this case, we're going to bind this form to the Customers table in our example database. So let's click the node. Now here I can go ahead and expand each node and go to example data and find the customers table. But because this is Eclipse, I can use one of the productivity features and just type in customers, and it will show me the table in the example data database. You can just go ahead and press enter to select it. Now there are some other options here in this dialog box, but we have enough to get started. I did want to draw your attention to the context-sensitive help that appears on the right side of the dialog. You can hide and show this by clicking the help icon in the lower left. Alright, so now that we've given the form a name and we've chosen the data source, we're going to click Finish. Now that we've added our form, we could go ahead and start dragging elements onto the form. In this case, we're just going to add some fields to show us the basic data from the table. The easiest way to do that is to use the Add Fields wizard. This dialog shows a list of all of the columns in our base table. To indicate which field you want to use, double-click the field name. You can also click Use Single Click and have a single click add them. Now this wizard will only add the fields themselves, but I want to add labels next to each of the fields. So to do that, we're going to go into the advanced configuration. Now here we can go ahead and set a number of different options, including the field spacing, whether or not we want to place it with labels, and we can even have Savoy fill out properties of each individual field for us so we don't have to do them by hand. In this case, I'm going to set up some field spacing. So I want it to be 20 pixels between each one, and the default size I want it to be 250 pixels wide and 27 pixels high. And I am going to have Savoy automatically place the labels. And for the spacing, I'm going to put in 35, and the label size I'm going to make 110 pixels wide and 27 pixels high. I'm also going to have Savoy automatically fill out the name property of each field. This will allow me to programmatically access each of the fields during runtime. The other cool thing about this dialog is you can save this configuration. Simply give this configuration a name. And now click OK. So Savoy created for us field objects that are linked to the data that's in the underlying table, and it's placed a label to the left. As you can see, Savoy makes it easy to design your forms in a what you see is what you get environment. Well, that's about it for this quick tutorial. For Savoy University, I'm Bob Cusick.